I have decided that, life's too short. So if you can't have fun with the people you're working with and on the set and enjoy, I mean, keeping, doing the role and stuff, but it's sometimes very serious roles. But, I think sometimes there's still humor in some of these serious moments as well.
I agree, and I think that it's mainly, I know that Dita and I agree on that, it's always a matter of respect. We always say that, in every film there must be a chain of command, but there must not be a chain of respect. And this is if you do that, you end up creating an environment where everybody does the best. I mean, actually, I never told you that, but I have to thank you because after you came the first week, the second, your presence at the end of the first week allowed us. I mean, charged everybody so much that we practically shot 7 days in a row, and everybody was. Hyperactive and hyper happy and
doing and getting the job done. Yeah?
Exactly.
I gotta say,
cool.
As long as I've been doing it since I was a little pisher. When somebody that you really respect, from the screen or stage, comes into your life, you got expectations, whether you should or you shouldn't.
Right.
And sometimes they come and personally, it's a disappointment. You came, and not only did you deliver, but you were so incredible on the set, and you really did lift people's spirits, both from your performance and your demeanor.
Thank you.
And I think that energy carried us through the next week.
I think a lot of people are sometimes thrown by who I am, in real life, I'm very, I grew up in a very tough neighborhood in Chicago, and a lot of bad things go down, a lot of fighting, a lot of stuff like that.
Apparently, it still does.
Yeah, really. But but I'm very open. I generally get along with everybody. I truly like everyone. I enjoy hanging out, and I really enjoy eating and drinking and having a good time. And
the Quest is gonna love the Quest.
I don't know anything about eating. I don't have much of an appetite.
But in Italy, we have a good 2.5 hour lunch. Maybe 3, and
now you're talking.
No, not on my set.
But come on, that's the way it goes.
Yeah, really, Max, you should know better.
In Italy, I mean, you work really hard in the morning, and you work really hard late in the afternoon after the lunch, and it's like, it's everyone's main meal.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't know anything about Italy. You and me, obviously, because it's about eating. Max, you really ought to try this sometime. We're going to take you to Italy. You'll love it.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
But I was like, I remember we did Cliffhanger.
Yes.
I was involved in that movie, and I was blown away by once we got to Rome. Once we got to Rome, the lunches were all right off the bat. It's 2.5 hours in, and we're still on lunch. And I'm going like,
You're making him really nervous.
This is really weird.
No, don't
This is very strange. I've never experienced anything like this before. And after 2 or 3 days, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Just, you work really hard in the morning, you work really hard in the afternoon or evening, and you have that lump of time in the middle.
Right.
Where you could take a nap, you can eat and take a nap, you still have enough time, and you're like fresh in the afternoon, and you just kick ass in the afternoon as well. It was cool. I was surprised by how everything got done. And you're thinking in the back of your mind, I don't know how we're going to finish this movie.
Well,
but everything got done.
We like to enjoy life.
That's right.
But,
and may we continue to surprise you.
Michael, it's been a real pleasure working with you, and I'm really looking forward to repeat the experience. One thing I can tell you, at least the food will be great.
I think I can guarantee the script will be right up there.
We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun.
Looking forward.
And I was there for 1 day, and I
just had a taste.
I met people. For maybe, how long did we work for? 12, 13
14
hours? 14 hours?
That day was 14 hours.
And we're still friends.
I turned the clock back, so you were actually there a couple more hours.
Okay,
and you-
see,
yeah.
it didn't matter. It felt like
Yeah, it felt great.
felt
It felt really great.
short amount of time. I had a great
Appreciate
time.
that.
Yeah.
For us
Really
too.
appreciate it. You and I will have to train a little bit of karate.
We're gonna train a little bit. We're gonna train some.
I didn't include you.
Yeah, we're gonna learn. You're gonna
I'm
learn.
going to be the referee. Are
You're gonna
kidding?
learn some Aikido, and
I'd love to.
I'll learn
I'd
some
love
kata, some Shotokan kata.
Absolutely, martial arts
Yeah.
have been a big part of my life for the past 30 years.
That's beautiful.
You know,
That's
you
beautiful.
know, no way to
I've
stop.
always, even as a child, I'd always wanted to learn a martial art, and I never had the money, to take classes. So, so my randori and my fighting techniques come from living on the street and having fun,
the
fighting.
most effective ones.
Yes, the ones that really work, really work. But it had nothing to do with what the martial arts truly are all about, and centering yourself and staying calm and being able to defend yourself without necessarily, completely destroying someone. Right?
Of course.
So you can. It's very important that it was for me because you grow up in a very ugly kind of neighborhood. Everybody wants to really hurt you badly. So I never was into that, and so I always kind of
But did you ever
wanted to do
use it?
Aikido. Yeah. I have
I have to ask you,
a couple times.
as a kid, could you have ever imagined yourself where you are today?
You know what? I imagined myself somewhere, but I didn't know where it was going to be. I knew from day one that I was different from everyone else, and I was not.
How?
I don't know. I just felt like something else was. I was to do something else, and I think education for any young person is probably the key to discovering basically what is going to be your niche in life, and if it doesn't work, then you'll eventually find it. I hope,
Yeah.
I did. I was lucky enough to find it. And,
But what you're saying is kind of interesting because I mean everybody who has decided to embrace this career or to take this path, sooner or later finds out how demanding this career and this choice is in terms of life. You have really to give up on a lot of things.
Yes.
So, what is your suggestion or
Well, you know what? I was a late bloomer. I was a very late bloomer. I was always an artist, I think, and in many ways, and I still consider myself an artist. And acting with, whatever I have here is my medium. And my canvas is on the screen usually, or on the stage sometimes. And it's a canvas that changes all the time. It changes from one take to the next. It changes from, if it's theater, it changes from one night to the next.
Sure.
And it's
one moment to the next.
Yeah, one moment. It's an ongoing kind of creative endeavor, and it's joyous. It's really a beautiful thing to be able to express yourself and in your work. Whatever kind of work that is. My work just happens to be as an actor and director. I've directed some things too, but it's